Wikipedia. Chemtrail conspiracy theory. The chemtrail conspiracy theory holds that some trails left by aircraft are actually chemical or biological agents deliberately sprayed at high altitudes for purposes undisclosed to the general public in clandestine programs directed by various government officials. This theory is not accepted by the scientific community, which states that they are just normal contrails, as there is no scientific evidence supporting the chemtrail theory. Due to the popularity of the conspiracy theory, official agencies have received thousands of complaints from people who have demanded an explanation. The existence of chemtrails has been repeatedly denied by scientists around the world, who say the trails are normal contrails. The United States Air Force states that the theory is a hoax, which has been investigated and refuted by many established and accredited universities, scientific organizations, and major public media publications.
Lightning, torrential rains, hurricanes, targeted at the enemy.
The ultimate war is if you never have to fire a round, nobody ever knew you'd launch the fight.
Is it possible there have already been attacks using weather weapons?
Some people believe that Katrina was weather warfare at its most potent.
But how do we get from understanding extreme weather to making it do our bidding?
Earthquakes, tidal waves, those become the future of warfare.
This series investigates how the impossible is becoming possible and what it might mean in the future.
If an enemy could change the jet stream over North America, it could plunge North America into an ice age.
In recent years, peculiar cloud formations have been appearing in the skies all over the world with increasing frequency.
I think most of us in North America have wondered at these plumes crisscrossing the sky in grid patterns, parallel rows, and the now familiar X's. And many of us have wondered what these trails are.
While highly speculative, some researchers suggest these strange cloud formations are another agent of weather warfare. They first appear to be simply contrails, coming from high-flying jet airplanes. But these trails linger in the sky for many hours, some for even an entire day, forming an artificial cloud. Some researchers refer to them as chemtrails.
Chemtrails are deliberately sprayed by high-flying U.S. Air Force tankers, dispersing chemicals into the atmosphere.
Instead of hiding the fact that this research has been going on for a while and that this technology exists, instead of denying the fact and hiding it and trying to claim that authorities such as researchers and scientists are saying, no, this technology doesn't exist. If you would tell the truth to the people, to the citizens, then, it would, bear some confidence with us, instead of lying to us when we know and we can see what's transpiring us all around us. Those that are awake, we see, we understand, and we look up in the clouds and we see chemtrails. We know that they're there. We do a little bit of research and we find out, the technology exists. But then we approach the governments and they say, no, this is not true. No, this is conspiracy. So then when you try to talk to those who are sleeping, they'll say, oh, it's a conspiracy, what you're talking about. No, it's not. You're asleep. You don't see what's going on, and you're believing what you're being told, just like a child. When a child is told something, they believe it, until they get to an age where they start to question. Well, hang on, is Santa Claus really real? Hang on, is the Easter Bunny really real? Well, for you guys, Santa Claus is still real. You just say it, though, that, oh, it's conspiracy. From the government of Quebec. An act respecting the artificial inducement of rain. Article 1. In this act, the following words mean: rain, any water which falls from the atmosphere in the form of solid or liquid precipitation. Article 3. Inducement defined. For the purpose of this act, a person artificially induces rain if he causes it to fall artificially or attempts to cause it to fall artificially. Application and proof. Article 4. Any person who wishes to be declared qualified to induce rain artificially shall apply therefore to the minister in the form prescribed by the regulations, and shall prove that he has the qualifications and fulfills the conditions required by the regulations. Article 5. If the government declares a person qualified to induce rain artificially, the minister shall issue a certificate to that effect.
Summon rain. Omni rigere suminaro. Omni rigere suminaro.
Canada Weather Modification Information Act. In this act, weather modification activity includes any action designed or intended to produce by physical or chemical means changes in the composition or dynamics of the atmosphere for the purpose of increasing, decreasing, or redistributing precipitation, decreasing or suppressing hail or lightning, and dissipating fog or cloud. Article 4. Every person who carries out any weather modification activity shall, in such form and manner as may be prescribed, maintain a daily record of the activity in which shall be included detailed information relating to, and then they give the list of what it's relating to. No conspiracy. You see, it's the government. They're the ones who are in control, and people want to go around saying this is conspiracy, this is not real, it's not really happening. If you would go and take the time to do a little bit of reading and research, you will see that the ones who are actually inducing the artificial weather is the government. They're the ones who are in control of all of this. This is the description or the definition of weather modification activity coming out of the Canadian Act. Now, when it gives a description, it's one long sentence. It's uninterrupted. That's the first thing you have to realize or notice about this. The second thing that you have to notice is where they place the commas in this descriptive paragraph to understand what it's exactly saying. So I'll read. Weather modification activity includes any action designed or intended to produce, comma, by physical or chemical means, comma. So right there we see that the action that they're going to take to modify the weather is going to be by physical means, or by chemical means. Two ways. Now, changes in the composition or dynamics of the atmosphere for the purpose of increasing. So that's the purpose of increasing. Then they stop and they put a comma again, comma. And then they state decreasing or redistributing precipitation. So you're still following off increasing. So you would say the next line would say increasing or decreasing or suppressing hail or lightning or dissipating fog or cloud. So this enactment is being used for the good or for the wrong, to either manipulate weather in the wrong way or to manipulate weather on behalf of the citizens to help them. For example, if there was a dry spell, they could manipulate weather and they could create rain and have it to irrigate the fields. This is Article 4 of that Canadian Act, Weather Modification Act. Now here's a statement, a declaration. Every person who carries out any weather modification activity, that should seal the deal right there. It is clearly saying that there is weather modification activity that is going on here in Canada. No conspiracy, reality. Article 2 from the Quebec enactment to induce rain artificially. It says no person shall artificially induce rain in any territory unless he has been declared qualified to do so by the government. The government, see? Acting on the recommendation of the minister. So it is the government bodies of North America who are in fact controlling and manipulating the weather, who are involved in research into controlling and manipulating the weather, and who are regulating whoever it is up there that is playing around with the weather. Now, inducement defined. Article 3. For the purpose of this act, a person artificially induces rain if he causes it to fall artificially or attempts to cause it to fall artificially. So yeah, it's not a conspiracy. It's actually the government bodies here in North America and probably subsequently in the other bodies, the other continents on Earth, but I haven't really checked into that are in control of this weather manipulation. So for those who keep saying and keep denying the fact that this is going on, you have proof.